What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I took a little bit of a break. I was really super busy at work. I mean, I was working doubles and a bunch of side work, and I just was too busy and too tired to make a video. And yes, that is my excuse. Speaking of work, on the way home today, it was a nightmare. We had a tropical storm here in New York City. It wreaked havoc. Trees knocked over, power lines knocked over. There was trees knocked over on the subway track. So it took me over 3 hours to get home from leaving a job site to walking into my front door. It was a complete nightmare. Luckily, a coworker of mine lived not too far from a train station that I had to take completely out of my way. Then I would have to take a bus completely out of my way again to come back this direction. And luckily, he lived around the corner, so he dropped me off. It was real pain in the ass. Okay, enough with that nonsense. So President Trump today signed over $35 million to up to, I think, 73 organizations that deal with human trafficking. These are organizations that help victims of human trafficking find housing, find employment, counseling services, and stuff of that nature to get them back on their feet and to help them out any way they can, being that they are victims. Ivanka Trump was also a part of it, and so was Attorney General William Barr. They were at an event where they listened to survivors of human trafficking speak. They signed over the money to help out, to help these organizations, help the people. And William Barr also said that his the Department of Justice is going to do a better job investigating, prosecuting, and making sure that the suspects in the human trafficking rings are prosecuted and do hard time. Rightfully so. They definitely should. Human traffickers, in my opinion, if they're found guilty, they should get nothing less than a life sentence. And in a lot of cases, they should get death after what they do to some of these people. It's almost a death sentence they're putting on these victims, so they should get death themselves. But that's another video. I could talk about that. But what I'd like to mention is my entire life of living. I mean, we've all known human trafficking was a thing. We all knew that it was happening. It was something that was underground. It wasn't widespread. We heard stories once in a while, but it wasn't mainstream to us. It wasn't on Front Street. We didn't really pay much mind to it. It's just something we heard about every so often. But this administration is different. President Trump has really brought it to light more so than any other administration or any other politician that I am aware of. If someone else has, please comment that in the comment section. But Trump has really put it out there in public view. The mainstream media doesn't seem to want to really bite too much on it. They kind of want to let it go. And there's a few reasons why they would want to let it go. I mean, one main reason is they would be forced to be on board with Trump's plan in stopping human trafficking. Therefore, they don't really want to, advertise it too much or do stories or bring any attention to the subject. I was reading a New York Times article today, and Trump, in the article, it doesn't say anything, about Trump. In fact, I mean, the article is what I just put up on the screen. You can see they don't compliment Trump for this at all. They don't. It wasn't nothing negative about Trump. There was nothing negative in the article attacking anyone. They just pretty much wrote whatever details that they had, and they put it out there. There was no criticism, but at the same time, there was no appraisal. There was no, okay, good Trump, good job. This is something we can get behind. At least say finally the man is doing, you hate him so much and you think he's doing such a bad job, New York Times, at least say for this particular, situation, finally Trump has done something right, but they don't even do that. They just print, when it's something good, they just print what they know about the situation, bias free. And then everything else is just criticize Trump 100%. They won't compliment him on anything. They didn't compliment him on his numbers with the job numbers were doing great. There was no compliment. No matter what he does, there'll never be a compliment. If it is something that they're forced to be on board with, like preventing human trafficking, you'd have to be on board with that. It's not something you can take a stance against and say, no, we want to, we love human trafficking. They can't say that. So instead, they'll just, if they decide to talk about it, they'll only talk about what they know, and that's it. They won't compliment, they won't criticize nothing, and then they just move on to something else. So yeah, Trump has put human trafficking on the map as far as, in the consciousness of citizens who never really thought about human trafficking as much as we do now. You see it all over social media now, people talking about, pedophile this, pedophile that, and human trafficking and sex trafficking. It's becoming a widespread thing through this administration, and I've never seen it like this before anywhere else. And you don't see much attention coming to this from the other side. They're trying to just kind of walk away from it, wipe their hands clean of it. They don't want nothing to do with it. And I feel because obviously They would have to be on board with Trump's ideas as far as, the idea of ending human trafficking. They would have to agree with him on that, and they would have to say that that is a good thing. It is a good cause, and we all should be behind it. They don't want any positive connection between them and Trump, so therefore they would rather you be a victim of human trafficking than to help Trump eliminate human trafficking. They would rather your pain and suffering just so they could be against Donald Trump. These are the kind of people that would blow up the world just to kill Trump, and it makes perfect sense to them because that's the type of people that we're dealing with. That's all I got for today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell. And also, if you look in the somewhere in my on my channels, if you go onto my YouTube page or whatever you want to call it, you'll see Brooklyn Bad Boy. He's a friend of mine who he puts police videos. He puts up police videos for people to watch. If you're into stuff like that, you see police in action. You see police actually, doing their job and stuff of that nature. Pretty interesting stuff. And that's all I got. Please subscribe to him and me, and I'll see you guys next time.